by the outcome of the Finance Bill of 2024. Again, as indicated in today's order paper, it is expected that consideration of the supplementary estimates will also be concluded at the Committee of Supply today. Additionally, the President has since nominated various persons for appointment to the offices of Cabinet Secretaries. I would like to urge the Committee on Appointments to expedite this important business of great national interest. Honorable Speaker, I'm aware that this committee did sit this morning under your chairmanship in preparation of that. As we reflect on what has been achieved, Honorable Speaker, I wish to point out that our mission is far from over. We still have a significant number of legislative proposals, bills, other statutory instruments, and reports that most certainly need our keen attention.
Order. Go on, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was wondering why the House was cheering the leader of minority as he walked in, and he's also a member of the House Business Committee. Honorable Speaker, I was saying I therefore urge members to rise to the occasion when the business is presented before the House and to remain diligent in its consideration. Honorable Speaker, with regards to business for Tuesday next week, the House is expected to consider the first and second reading of the Supplementary Appropriation Number 2 Bill of 2024, which is expected to be published upon conclusion of the Committee of Supply on the supplementary estimates. Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to plead with members to hold their horses, because this business for the second appropriation bill cannot proceed if we do not conclude the Committee of Supply this afternoon, and I would urge them to be around to support the chair of the Budget and Appropriations Committee and the other chairs, and also indicate to all chairs of committees, just like the President has indicated that he has reviewed his cabinet, even those chairs of committees who are never available in the House, especially during the Committee of Supply. Notice is being served. Honorable Speaker, I hear some members saying those are threats. I am only informing the chairs of committees that budget making is one of their principal duties as chairs of committees. Therefore, chairs of committees who chair departmental committees must be available in the House to supply to their departments, their ministries and departments. If a chair of a committee is not available to supply, then the membership of our committee should reconsider who to chair their committee. Honorable Speaker, additionally, debate will also be undertaken on the following motions, should they not be concluded today. 1, the reports of the Auditor General on the National Government Constituencies Development Fund for 9 constituencies in Bungoma County. 2, report on consideration of a public petition on funds spent contrary to the provisions of Article 223 of the Constitution. 3, report on consideration of the audited accounts of specified state corporations. And lastly, report on enhancing reporting of parliamentary business on online platforms. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee will reconvene again on Tuesday, 30th July 2024 to schedule business for the rest of that week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Next order.
Order number 8, motion, consideration of the first supplementary estimates for the financial year 2024-2025. Mover to reply.
Honorable members, order. Honorable members, as we go to order number 8, where we're calling the Chairperson Budget and Appropriations Committee, order. Ndindi, I'm addressing you in particular. After you reply to order number 8, and the question is put, we shall reorganize the order paper and go first to order number 10. to dispose of the issue of the President's reservations to the finance bill, which will be dealt in the committee of the whole. After that, then we'll come back to the committee of supply at order number 9. Order number 10 should not cost us more than an hour from the materials available to me. So, Honorable Ndindi, you may now reply to the contributions to the motion at order number 8.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as I reply, I first of all want to thank all the members of this House. We have been in a very tumultuous moment for the last 4 or so weeks. And Honorable Speaker, I want to thank all the members for giving so much time into this process. The departmental committees have been burning midnight oil in regards to the revision of the budget, and I am glad that, Honorable Speaker, we have a document that represents what Kenya wants to achieve, even within a very limited fiscal space. The very essence of this process of revising our budget, Honorable Speaker, as we know, was necessitated by the fact that we had already passed our appropriations bill, already signed, with the hope that we were going to fund the budget. Unfortunately, it was not possible, given what we all now understand, that Kenyans told us to look inwards and see what we can do within the limits of revenue-raising measures that were already in place in 2023. And in that regard, Honorable Speaker, we did 2 things. We had to increase our debt slightly bit by around 167 billion shillings, but also on the expenditure side, we have had to cut our expenditure by around 111 billion shillings net. Honorable Speaker, one thing that I want to cite is the kind of selflessness we have seen in this House. Honorable Speaker, since I came to this House, it is only in this budget cycle that I have seen members of Parliament like Waboka seated here, like Honorable Junet, actually supporting the cut of NGCDF. This shows that Kenyans, through their representatives here in Parliament, that we agreed we are in different movements. And Honorable Speaker, therefore, all of us had to have a haircut when it comes to expenditure. Honorable Speaker, also, the monies that rose all the arms of government. The executive lost money, the judiciary has lost money, and also, seated here in this Parliament, Parliament is losing Kenya shillings 3.7 billion, and I want to thank all the members of Parliament for supporting these austerity measures that even Parliament is volunteering cuts, Honorable Speaker, is volunteering foreign travel, is volunteering domestic travel for the sake of our economy, Honorable Speaker. But Honorable Speaker, even as we cut, there are some areas that I want to highlight that we could not permit cuts. Because Honorable Speaker, even when we have austerity measures, there are some things that we deemed pensionable terms. Honorable Speaker, the second thing is that we were able to allocate monies, 1.5 billion Kenya shillings, to new KCC to work or to act as a defense for raw milk prices, Honorable Speaker, for our dairy farmers. And Honorable Speaker, we have had a conversation with the new KCC management, and we have already pressed them, Honorable Speaker, that Kenyan farmers going forward, that the minimum amount of money they ought to be paid for supply of raw milk is 50 shillings, Honorable Speaker. And we have provided a buffer of up to 53 shillings so that even if the cooperatives and societies get 3 shillings, that farmers will get their net of 50 shillings minimum per litre. Honorable Speaker, we were also able to allocate 3 billion Kenya shillings additional into coffee cherry fund so that we continue to support this very important commodity that spurs our exports, Honorable Speaker, and therefore bridges the deficit of the balance of payment. Honorable Speaker, we also allocated 2 billion Kenya shillings into payments of or as waiver to help coffee farmers and societies in the payment of the debts, Honorable Speaker, that have been accumulated over time. Honorable Speaker, we have allocated monies into sugar reforms to support our sugar farmers, and especially when it comes to arrears that are owed to farmers, Honorable Speaker, out of supplying in public sugar factories. And in that regard also, we have input money to enhance technology so that farmers can be incorporated into supplying sugarcane based on sucrose level, Honorable Speaker, other than just having weight as the only measure of what farmers should be paid. Honorable Speaker, we have put 3.7 billion Kenya shillings into confirmation of interns who are in the health sector, Honorable Speaker, because they deserve a better pay, and I want to congratulate this House for allocating Kenya shillings 3.7 billion that will go into that direction, Honorable Speaker, into helping our in that regard. Honorable Speaker, we are in unprecedented times. But at the same level, Honorable Speaker, there are things again that couldn't wait. And I also want to thank this House because out of the monies we have rationalized across many areas, we have also been able to do two very critical things. One, Honorable Speaker, the government of Kenya had a program of purchasing kuras from Pollard, where the government of Kenya was to raise 5%, and we were to get financing from Pollard for an additional 95%. But Honorable Speaker, out of the bottlenecks we have encountered in accessing that financing, Honorable Speaker, this time we have allocated a net GOK financing of 2 billion shillings, Honorable Speaker, that will go into government of Kenya, outrightly purchasing these coolers without needing any financing, Honorable Speaker, so that we accelerate that process. Honorable Speaker, as members are aware, the Maraga Task Force went around the country to look at the condition at which our security officers serve our country. And Honorable Speaker, our security officers across all organs of government, from defense to national police, Honorable Speaker, to correctional services, they have been doing a fantastic work, Honorable Speaker. And I want to confirm to this House that especially defense will be getting an enhancement of their salary starting this month of July, Honorable Speaker. But also in addition to that, we have allocated Kenya shillings, 3.5 billion shillings into National Police Service, Honorable Speaker, so that our police officers, starting from the time the appropriation bill will be signed, Honorable Speaker, that our police officers will get a pay increment, will get a salary enhancement, Honorable Speaker, through the appropriation that we have done in this cycle. We have added 3.5 billion Kenya shillings that will go into increment of the salaries for our police officers, Honorable Speaker, and especially in line with the Maraga Task Force recommendation, Honorable Speaker. As I come to the conclusion, Honorable Speaker, there is one thing that we have to agree as a House, that Kenya continually, we have had a very big government over the years. Every bill that comes to this House, Honorable Speaker, majority of them end up creating a body of government. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, we therefore end up having a government that is so big, and therefore most of the money of government getting lost, Honorable Speaker, into so many entities. And in that regard, Honorable Speaker, in the first phase, even through this budget cycle, we have denied 47 government entities monies for operations and maintenance, Honorable Speaker, and we have been able to save around 7 billion Kenya shillings in that exercise, so that, Honorable Speaker, we walk the talk of having a lean government that therefore leaves much more money that will go into the service of the Kenyan people. And Honorable Speaker, there is a question I asked yesterday. When you go to Ndhiwa, Honorable Speaker, when we go to Bodo, for example, Honorable Speaker, in Bodo constituency, or in Taveta constituency, Honorable Speaker, you'll get there is a care engineer. You get there is a Ken engineer. There is a Kura engineer, Honorable Speaker. We need to ask very critical questions in this House. Do we actually need this kind of duplication? So that going forward, Honorable Speaker, the money we are spending so much in recurrent, we can be able to have that money, Honorable Speaker, going into development. Honorable Bowen Kagogo is here, Honorable Speaker. Water sector has over 20 bodies. We need to ask very critical questions at this House. Do we need these 20 bodies, or we need fewer that are more capitalized through development, Honorable Speaker? Those are questions that we have to provide answers going forward. And Honorable Speaker, when we do that, we'll be making a lean government that then they leaves more money to take to Kenyans for development, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, with those very many remarks, I want again to thank this House, to thank the membership of the departmental committees, to thank our teams who have been working around the clock, and I beg to reply, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members on their feet, take your seats. Honorable Koyo, take your seat. Take your seat, Honorable Undo. Honorable members, I now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House adopts the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee This House adopts the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on its consideration of the supplementary estimates for the financial year 2024-25, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 23rd July 2024, and pursuant to the provisions of Article 223 of the Constitution and Section 39 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and Standing Order 243-1, approves a decrease of the current expenditure for financial year 2024-25 by Kenya shillings 38,896,358,312 in respect of the votes contained in the first schedule. 2, approves a decrease of the total capital expenditure for financial year 2024-25 of Kenya shillings 107,445,697,478 in respect of the votes contained in the first schedule. 3, approves an overall decrease in the total budget of financial year 2024-2025 by Kenya shillings 146,342,055,790 in respect of the votes contained in the first schedule, subject to paragraph 6, Committee of Supply. 4, makes the policy resolutions as contained in the fourth schedule. 5, resolves that the first schedule forms the basis for the introduction of the Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2024. And that further to the Appropriations Act 2024, the sum allocated to meet the expenditure recurrent and development for the year 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1023, State Department for Correctional Services, be reduced by a sum not exceeding Kenya shillings Number 6, a mix-up of papers. Orders that the Speaker do now leave the chair to facilitate the consideration of the said budget estimates with respect to each vote and program in the Committee of Supply as contemplated under Standing Order 240, consideration of supplementary estimates in the Committee of Supply. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, will now go to order number 10, And before we go to the committee on order number 10, I have the following communication. As a guide on consideration of the President's reservations to the Finance Bill 2024. Honorable members, you recall that on Tuesday, 23rd July 2024, I conveyed a message from His Excellency the President referring the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2024, back to the House for reconsideration in exercise of the powers conferred under Article 115(1)(b) of the Constitution. I did refer the reservation to the Departmental Committee of Finance and National Planning for consideration. The committee has since laid its report on the memorandum. Honorable members, for the information of the House, I wish to note that the committee has recommended that the House agrees with the President's reservations that all the clauses of the bill be deleted. In this regard, I wish to draw the attention of the House to the Speaker's communication on 28th July 2015 on the consideration and scope of President's reservations. As by the cited communication, any member who wishes to move the House to reinstate any clause of the Finance Bill 2024 shall be required to marshal the support of at least 233 members. This is in keeping with the provisions of Article 115(4) of the Constitution, which requires that such a proposal be supported by at least 2/3 of the members of the National Assembly. Not 2/3 of members present and voting, but 2/3 of the whole House as constituted. Conversely, honorable members, agreement with the President's reservations and the recommendation to delete all the clauses of the Finance Bill 2024 shall only require the support of a simple majority of the members present and voting. This is in line with the provisions of Article 115(2)(a) of the Constitution as read with Article 1221 of the Constitution. As a summary of this guidance is contained on page 1987 of the order paper. The House is accordingly guided. I thank you. So, honorable members, as you go into the committee, the chair of the committee will be calling out each clause. Any member who has a contrary view, you must demonstrate that you have 233 members present in this House to vote for you in support of what you want to reverse. If you don't marshal that, then don't even bother to contest the reservations. I now request you to be upstanding. Hold on, let them call out the order first. Sergeant, hold on. Sorry. We have not called out the order. Take your seats. Call out. Yes, honorable member for Keyo South, you have an issue? Give him the mic. Order, I have somebody on the floor. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I seek your advice on Article 115, Sub-Article 3. Mr. Speaker, Sub-Article 2, that is 115(2), says, if the President refers a bill back for reconsideration, Parliament may, following the appropriate procedure under this part, amend the bill in light of the President's reservations, B, pass the bill the second time. Number 3, if Parliament amends the bill fully, accommodating the President's reservations, the appropriate Speaker shall resubmit it to the President for accent. My question, Speaker, Honorable Speaker, I assume this House will agree with the President, and we will pass everything, removing all the clauses. So shall we be taking back an empty bill to the president?
Yes, Millie?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I can see the House is welcoming me because I'm getting used to sitting in minority leadership position. Mr. Speaker, I had actually consulted you on the side yesterday on behalf of Honorable Otiende Amolo in relation to the same Article 115 of the Constitution. And over and above what the Honorable Member has suggested, unfortunately, because I thought this was coming back, was going to come on Tuesday, so I've not actually come with these written submissions. But what Honorable Otiende Amolo was requesting, over and above what the Honorable Member has said, was that according to him, within 14 days, automatically the bill becomes law. And therefore, in his considered legal view, then what should have been done was to just do a one-liner seeking to repeal a bill that had already passed. So I would want to say on behalf of Honorable Otiende Amolo that he's also got the same concerns under Article 115 of the Constitution. Thank you.
Honorable members,
Yes.
Honorable Otiende Amolo wrote to me, order, Honorable Millie, order, and Honorable Member for Keio South. If you read the Constitution very carefully and understand it, when the bill is sent to the President, he can pick out clauses he doesn't agree with and send to the House. That is what is contemplated in what you have quoted. Then the bill will come back with specifically identified clauses that the President does not agree with, and a proposal on what he wants, or she wants, if the President is a lady. The House will then consider. If you marshal 2/3 majority, you can overturn the President's reservations and restore the clauses as you passed them ab initio. If you don't marshal, then the reservations become part of the bill. And the remaining parts of the bill which had no reservations, together with the reservations clauses that you either have agreed with or not agreed with, depending on the numbers you marshal, then there will be still a bill to take back to the President for assent. In this particular case, the President has expressed reservations on everything, including the title. So what has come here is a bill as you passed with a reservation on the short title, the long title, the memorandum, all the clauses. So if you fail to overturn what the President has reserved, then there is nothing to take back to the President for assent. And there is already precedent set by this House. There's a member who brought a bill to amend the Contracts Act, another to amend, I think it was the Central Bank Act, or the Penal Code, and each had only one amendment. When they were taken to the President, expressed reservations to the clause amending the Penal Code. The House was unable to overturn, so what was left was only the title of the bill and nothing else. You can't carry a title of the bill to the President for assent. So it all died there. Number 3, to Honorable Millie. Honorable Otiende Amolo has engaged me on some jurisprudence on this matter. And we have engaged one-on-one. I've reminded him of my seniority in the legal profession and my long usage of the law. And I told him, and I want to repeat, that what he sent to me as a draft bill to repeal the finance bill were just papers. Because you can't repeal what is not an act of parliament. Once the bill was sent to the president, if the president does not assent to the bill within 14 days, it automatically becomes law. If he has reservations and sends it back to the House, then those 14 days do not apply. Then you come back to the House, deal with the reservations, and if you overturn his reservations, you take back the bill to him to assent as you have passed. So tell Honorable Otiende Amollo that what I told him about the law and what he wrote to me is repeated in this House, and that the academic exercise was just good for communication between the Speaker and him, but carried no material value whatsoever in considering this bill. Honorable members, I hope that rests the matter. Yes, Caroli?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I think we need some little clarity on the step that we will take as a House once we amend the bill by adopting the reservations of the President. Because what the Constitution says is when there's a referral, we have two options. One, we can amend by accepting all the reservations of the President. We have still amended the bill.
Yes.
Or we can review the reservations of the President and amend. In other words, we introduce new clauses. When we introduce the new clauses, the Constitution requires us to marshal the 2/3. But even if we adopt the amendments as expressed by the President, all the reservations, which I hope we are all going to do, the Constitution requires us still to present a document from the House to the President for his assent to signify that all his reservations have been accepted and that bill has been formally terminated. And may I read? If Parliament amends the bill fully accommodating the President's reservations, the appropriate Speaker shall resubmit it to the President for assent. So we must send a document from the House to the President. That is what the Constitution
Honorable
says.
Caroli
Thank you.
Omondi, I don't know if you followed my explanation. If this, Honorable Caroli Omondi, if the President had sent to the House portions of the bill on clauses he does not agree with, then the bill, as you passed in portions he has not expressed any reservations, remain validly passed. Then you deal with what he has reservations on. If you marshal 233 and overturn his reservations, you send back the bill in original form as you passed it. Then he has to assent. If you fail to raise 2/3 and you have clauses that were saved in the memorandum, then you take back the bill as you passed it with the reservations as they came as now part of the bill. So the bill is now amended with those reservations. In this particular case, the President has told you that he has reservations on the entire bill, including the title. So when you agree with the President in his memorandum, there is no bill there to take back for assent. The matter ends there. All that the Speaker will do is convey a message to the President that the House agreed with you on this bill and there is nothing to bring to you to assent. Yes, Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I think,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I think this matter is settled by your last statement, that you need to write to the President to agree to tell him that the House has agreed with his communication, because what members are asking for, Mr. Speaker, you know, when a bill goes through the third reading and it is taken for assent to the president, that bill is no longer ours. It is now with the president. Before the third reading, we have all the powers within Parliament here to either withdraw it or push it aside or whatever we want to do with it. The question that they are asking is, where is the graveyard? Where is the grave? Is it in Parliament or in the State House? The grave of this bill is in the State House, Mr. Speaker, the burial rights. So you communicate to him that we have agreed with him all the clauses he has deleted, and please take it and bury it there, and don't return it back again, Mr. Speaker. That's the communication.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Junetta has put it very well, because
Not being a lawyer, he has done very well.
He's put it in layman's terms.
Yes.
That indeed what we are conducting now is the service, the Rukia Mass. After the Mass this afternoon, the final interment will be in State House, and the Speaker will convey a message to His Excellency the President that the House has agreed with him. But I also hear what the Honorable Karoli Omondi is saying. And probably, Honorable Speaker, if, and I say if, we were under ordinary circumstances, there are probably certain things, like the tax amnesty that was being granted to Kenyans, that maybe the Honorable Karoli Omondi or any other member of this House would have sought to save from this bill, and then the Honorable Speaker would have had something to present to the President, negating his reservation. Because what has happened with this, the death of this finance bill, Kenyans who are going to enjoy tax amnesty for the next 1 year will now not enjoy that tax amnesty. Kenyans, Honorable Speaker, who are also going to be exempted from ETIMs, our small-scale business people and farmers who are going to enjoy exemption from ETIMs, have now lost that opportunity with the death of this bill. But, Honorable Speaker, maybe is some of the learnings that we will continue to learn as a country, that when we consider bills in this House, and Honorable Speaker, I think the questions that are being asked to you by the member for Keio South, the member for Suba South, and also the issue raised by Senior Advocate Otiende Amolo, are critical in informing Kenyans, Honorable Speaker. Because you remember on the X space, Honorable Speaker, when the President declined to assent to this bill, on the X space, Honorable Speaker, Kenyans were being told, oh, forget about what is being done today. This bill will actually still become law at the lapse of 14 days. And it is good for Kenyans also, Honorable Speaker, and I'm saying this because to thank you for indulging those questions and even the issues raised by the Honorable Otiende Amolo through Honorable Millie, for Kenyans now to be informed that a bill can never become a law or an act of parliament unless and until it is assented to by the President, or at the lapse of 14 days, if the President does not assent to it or send it but does not act, does not do anything. If this bill was sent to the President and he stayed with it for beyond 14 days from the time it is presented to him, then it became law. And Honorable Speaker, these are some of the untruths and falsehoods that were being peddled out there, Honorable Speaker. And because, Honorable Speaker, as we said during the Kamukunji, in a way, just like the President considered that his government had failed Kenyans in terms of being able to communicate, even ourselves as a House, Honorable Speaker, and I said this in the Kamukunji and in our leadership meeting, we have also failed in communicating and letting Kenyans know what actually goes on in this House, Honorable Speaker. I remember many Kenyans at the end of the second reading believed that now that was fait accompli and the bill had come to an end. That is why even on the 25th of June, many Kenyans did not understand that even part of the amendments that were being done were helpful. And Honorable Speaker, it is a lesson for us following the death and eventual interment of this bill, for us as a house probably to bring back the parliamentary open days. Let us bring our young men and women in the country and sit in this house, in the public gallery, and get to understand what is the actual process of lawmaking, and when does a law become a law, and when is it that you can change things, when can't you change things? Because, Honorable Speaker, it's my submission that we have indeed, as a house, failed to a large extent in allowing or letting Kenyans understand the lawmaking process and what goes on in this house. And we have assumed that everybody understands what goes on in this house, Honorable Speaker. And thank you.
Yes, Wanjala. Raphael Wanjala.
Yeah, use this one. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you for responding to several issues the members have asked you, because these were the questions that were disturbing Kenyans outside there. And Mr. Speaker, this bill has been has really costed some of people who voted yes. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we don't want to waste time with it. We want it dead like yesterday. Please, can we go ahead and kill it right now? We want it dead.
Yes, Osoro. I'm sure.
Mr. Speaker?
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, this is an unprecedented matter.
It is not unprecedented.
And I want to explain,
Yes.
I really want to explain, Honorable Speaker, what I mean, in as much as I agree with you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think the drafters of the Constitution did not envision a time or anticipate a period where the President will reject the entire bill and send it back to Parliament. Because, Honorable Speaker, our powers are limited. That we either amend the bill in light of the President's reservation, or we pass the bill a second time without amendment, Honorable Speaker. And after we do that, we send it back to the President, Honorable Speaker, as Section 3, of this particular article, 115, says, Honorable Speaker. But like you've well put it, where there is such a lacuna in law, Honorable Speaker, this institution, which is a law-making institution, Honorable Speaker, legislative arm of government, is also free to make, the laws or amend the laws within the confines or where the law is silent, where the Constitution of Kenya, the supreme law of the land, is silent. And like you've said, the Gikaria matter was rejected by the President. We also rejected the Gikaria bill here, and you communicated an empty document. So what needs to come out clear, that in such scenarios, you communicate emptiness, you communicate a blank bill and say, we've agreed with you, and that then becomes the standard procedure, Honorable Speaker. But what the honorable members are asking, what do you take back to the President? Do you take back to the President a deleted bill, or do you take an empty document? That is what
This matter. I'll convey to him a message that the House has agreed with your reservations on this bill in its entirety. And that is the end of the matter. Order, honorable members, will you be upstanding? Will you be upstanding? Eh? Have you called it out? Call out now. Order number 9, 10. Go ahead.
Order number 10, Committee of the Whole House.
Be upstanding, honorable members. Honorable Soro, be upstanding. That matter is as clear as daylight. We shouldn't pontificate on it anymore.
Honorable members, order. Order, honorable members. We are now in the committee of the whole House. You may be seated. Honorable members. Honorable Osoro as whip. Order, honorable members. Honorable Millie Odhiambo. Honorable members, let us proceed. Honorable Millie Odhiambo, you are the incoming leader of minority, and you're practicing, but you should be putting order in the House. Let us proceed. Honorable members, we are now in the committee of the whole House. Consideration of the President's reservations to the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2024. Yes, well, yes, your point of order, Honorable Kajwang.
Madam Chair, I thank you for chairing this session, and I thank the substantive speaker for correctly analyzing the constitutional meaning of Article 115, 3 and 4. Now, Madam Chair, when you look at those articles, in my view, and today you have a very able clerk that is averse to these issues, and perhaps we can think together. But when we get into a committee stage such as this, the chair should satisfy herself or himself that we quorate. In other words, we must have 2/3, even to consider, even to sit on it. And if that is, if we miss that, then, Madam Chair, we need not go clause by clause, so that we don't have to sit here for the whole time, and yet we are not able to consider even the first clause, even the title. It is an act of futility. It is an act in vanity. I submit.
Honorable T.J. Kajwang, I think the substantive speaker has already pronounced himself on the quorum required, but also you shouldn't fear that we shall take too long, because we are having them in various chapters on subject matter. So we will be able to proceed quickly. So yes, we shall, your concerns are alleviated. Let us proceed. Mover, Leader of Majority.
Provisions relating to Income Tax Act, Cap 470, clauses 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26.
Mover, the Majority Leader, proceed.
Income tax. Thank you, Chair. I beg to move that the clauses as read out be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. Honorable Speaker, these are some of the clauses that are indicated when the Speaker was still on the chair, that part of the changes that would have come with this finance bill, part of the positive things that came with this finance bill, which unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, as the country engaged both here, at least not here because we were pointed out, but as the country engaged even on the X spaces and elsewhere in other public fora, these are some of the positives that nobody ever spoke about. Honorable Speaker, with the deletion of these clauses on the Income Tax Act, I have indicated, Honorable Speaker, that we intended to give exemption to mamambogas, subsistence farmers, small-scale traders, anyone who is required to file their returns using e-TIMS, Honorable Speaker, they were going to be exempted. And especially for our farmers and micro enterprises, Honorable Speaker, whose gross income is below $1 million shillings, they would not need they never needed or would not have been required to file their returns through e-teams. But Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me from Honorable Kawanjiku, who is conversing in Kikuyu behind me. I was saying, Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Kawanjiku, for instance, Shiko from Ruaka, who is a small-scale trader, would not have required to have an e-teams to file her returns if her gross income is below $1 million shillings. All that is lost, Honorable Speaker, now with the deletion of all these clauses. Honorable Speaker, we were going to introduce minimum top-up tax to multinationals, not for Kenyan companies, Honorable Speaker, but for multinationals to be able to top up their taxes if they are paying in other jurisdictions a tax rate that is lower than that which is being paid for here. For instance, Honorable Speaker, if there's a multinational operating in Kenya and through profit transfers they are paying, say, 15% in another country, and here the corporate tax rate is at 30%, to top up that 15%. And that would have meant that those multinationals would have paid more taxes to us and generated more revenue. That, again, Honorable Speaker, is lost. More importantly, Honorable Speaker, for me, many Kenyans, especially many business people, came to us and said that they are owed hundreds of billions by our county governments and even by government ministries. While they are owed by government, both at the county and national level, the same government is demanding taxes from them, and they are being penalized for taxes that they have not paid. And they were getting a tax amnesty for a further period of 9 months as the pending bills committee completes its work and money is processed for them to get paid so that they pay their taxes without paying penalties. And this would also have increased our revenues by close to another 30 to 40 billion shillings, besides being a relief to many of our business people. Unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, many of these business people now will have to contend with dealing with KRA because that tax amnesty came to an end on the 30th of June this year, and therefore they will not be able to enjoy that tax amnesty that was extended to them in the Finance Bill of 2023, and which we sought to extend to this year to next year around March by a further 9 months. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, our post-retirement medical schemes, Honorable Speaker, are also going to enjoy a saving by increasing, or rather, Honorable Speaker, we are to support savings by people who are saving in post-retirement medical schemes. Again, in an endeavor to encourage Kenyans to save. Honorable Speaker, today, many of us here, Honorable Speaker, the perfect example would be members of parliament, senior public servants who enjoy, and other people in the corporate world, who enjoy very lucrative or very rewarding or very good medical cover schemes when they're in employment. But upon retirement, they have no medical cover and end up suffering in destitution because of medical bills. And Honorable Speaker, we are giving people a limit, increasing the limit from 10,000 to 15,000 of post-retirement schemes. If you save up to 15,000 shillings per month, that is about 180,000 shillings. In a post-retirement medical scheme, you are going to enjoy tax rebates. You will not have to pay up to 15,000 per month or up to a total of 180,000 shillings a year on any saving amount you saved in a post-retirement medical scheme. That, again, Honorable Speaker, is all lost under the Income Tax Act. But with that, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that we delete all those clauses. It's unfortunate because when Kenyans said reject, we rejected everything good and bad. I just took liberty to point out the good that we rejected, and it is now rejected, dead, and buried. And I beg to move.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clauses 1 to that clause 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, and clause 26 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. It's the mood of the House that should put the question. Yes, Honorable Makali.
Wacha wewe, wacha tuongee bwana. Kwani si majority leader ameongea. Okay, thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Honorable Chairperson, I've listened to the majority leader, and what I thought we should just do, that even though we had some clauses would have helped Kenyans, Kenyans didn't say we do it with this bill. Can he just say we agree with the president and delete those clauses without an explanation? I submit.
Okay, honorable members, I now put the question that clauses 2 to 26 be deleted as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next.
Provisions relating to Value Added Tax Act. Clauses 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, and 35.
Mover, Leader of Majority.
VAT. Thank you, Honorable Chair. And I beg to move that the clauses as read out, without repeating, be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. Again, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, allow me to just point out some of the good things that were in this bill relating to VAT. Because again, Honorable Chair, Kenyans were made to believe that there was VAT on almost everything that was being put on this bill. I remember, Honorable Speaker, at one point engaging with Kenyans, and a young lady told me that you guys are so heartless. You're even adding VAT to cancer drugs. And that was sold out there, and Kenyans believed it, that there was VAT on cancer medication. Far from the truth, Honorable Chair, there was not an amendment or any proposal in the finance bill dealing with cancer drugs or putting VAT on cancer drugs. What was there was the financing of cancer treatment to be absolutely free for Kenyans. That is lost today, Honorable Speaker. We had sought to zero rate locally assembled mobile phones, Honorable Speaker. And the benefit for zero rating locally assembled phones, Honorable Speaker, was to create jobs for young people in this country, besides encouraging local manufacturing and local assembly of phones in this country, Honorable Speaker. Kenyans are aware that there are coltan deposits that have been discovered in this country. Instead of exporting these minerals to other countries in the manufacture of mobile phones, we would have been using these minerals in Kenya to begin assembling and manufacturing phones in Kenya. There is a local mobile assembler called East Africa Devices Assembly Kenya Limited, Honorable Chair, who has assembled 400,000 phones in a period of only 6 months since they commenced, and they're employing 300 young Kenyans in that assembly line. It is those jobs that we sought to protect. It is those jobs that we wanted to protect by zero rating this local assembly, to encourage other local assemblers to come up and create more job opportunities for young Kenyans. But that, Honorable Chair, is now dead. we are now conducting its funeral service to bury it. Honorable Speaker, there was VAT exemption to support recyclers involved in saving, or rather in environmental conservation, and we're exempting VAT on plant and machinery and equipment that is used in the construction of plastic recycling plants. Again, in this era of climate change control and mitigation, to ensure that anybody who wants to come and set up a recycling plant of plastics that are destroying our environment. If you look at Nairobi River today, it is a mass of plastics flowing down to Lower Eastern. Honorable Chair, this is what we sought to protect Kenyans from, to ensure that we can get Kenyans who can invest in recycling of plastics, not just to create jobs for young people, but also to conserve our environment. That, Honorable Speaker, is lost. Let me not belabor all the others because some are painful. Many of the huge savings under the VAT Act that we have lost, but they are lost, let us bury them. And I move that we delete and bury them.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clauses 27 through to clause 35 as read be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. I now put the question that clauses 27 through to clause 35 be deleted as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to Excise Duty Act, clauses 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I beg to move that the clauses as read out relating to the Excise Duty Act be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. Again, Honorable Speaker, without belaboring the point, Kenyans were told that sanitary towels, diapers will be subject to excise duty. Further from the truth, Honorable Speaker, what was sought to be done by this bill was to only levy excise duty on fully, not assembled, what do you call them? Finished products. Fully finished products of either diapers or sanitary towels imported from other countries, so that we protect our local industries here in Mlolongo and Thika and other corners of our country. Over 10 manufacturers of diapers and sanitary pads who are producing an average of 148 million units of sanitary towels in a month, against a consumption of 121 million units by our ladies around the country. Therefore, we have adequate capacity in this country to manufacture and even be able to export sanitary towels out of this country. In the endeavor to actualize the import substitution policy, we sought to protect our local manufacturers of these items and levy excise duty, Honorable Speaker, on those that are fully finished products being imported from China and other countries. That is lost, Honorable Speaker. Now people can import them and kill our industries, Honorable Speaker. But I hope and I do pray that the Ministry of Trade and Industry will take corrective measures to still protect our local manufacturers, to protect the jobs of young Kenyans who are working in those 10 industries producing locally. I beg to move to delete and kill all these things, Honorable Speaker. As good as they were, they are dead. I move.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clauses 36 right through to clause 42 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clauses 36 through to clause 42 be deleted as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to Miscellaneous Fees and Levies Act. Clauses 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, and 49.
Majority Leader.
I beg to move that the clauses as read out under the Miscellaneous Levies Act be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. I move.
Honorable members, I now propose that the question that clauses 43 right through to 49 as read be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clauses 43 through to clause 49 be deleted as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to Tax Procedures Act. Clauses 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62.
Leader of Majority.
Mike. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the clauses as read out up to clause 62 be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. I move. Put the question.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clauses 50 right through to clause 62 as read be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clauses 50 right through to clause 62 be deleted as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Provisions relating to Miscellaneous Acts. Clauses 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69.
Majority Leader.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the clauses as read out relating to various miscellaneous acts be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. I move.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that clauses 63 through to clause 69 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President. I now put the question that clause 63 to clause 69 be deleted as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
Mover.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 1, which is the title of the bill, be deleted as proposed by His Excellency the President. Therefore, Honorable Chair, for those who are asking whether even the title is being deleted, we have deleted it. So this bill, Honorable Chair, I think this, when you are dead and even your death certificate is printed, this bill has no name. I therefore move that you delete everything, including the bill's name, which is the title of the bill. The Finance Act of 2024-2025 is therefore deleted. And I want to urge all of you to support the deletion of the name Finance Bill 2024-2025 because it has been deleted. 2024, as proposed by the President, Honorable Chair. Therefore, there is no Finance Bill 2024.
I second.
You know, it is the first time we are deleting the title. The Gikaria bill, at least we deleted the clause. We never deleted the title. What led the President to delete even the title, Honorable Speaker, is subject to discussions in the history of this House, and I'm sure and certain that those who will be studying the history of this House, at one time, we will read about a bill that was called the Finance Bill of 2024, whose name or title was deleted. I move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 1 be deleted as recommended by His Excellency the President.
Put the question.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 1 be deleted as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now call upon the mover.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's recommendations to the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments, therefore deleting all clauses of the bill.
Honorable members, I put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's recommendations to the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments, therefore deleting all clauses of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Honorable members, Madam Speaker.
Mover? No, Chairperson.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the President's recommendations to the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments, therefore deleting all the clauses of the bill. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chairperson. Mover of the bill.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said reports. I also request Honorable Silvanus Osoro to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Osoro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to second, and even as I second, Honorable Speaker, I want to
thank all the members that have participated in this. They are in agreement with what the President, the reservations by His Excellency the President in regard to the bill, and, but with a very heavy heart, Honorable Speaker. Be that as it may, I second.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Put the question. I put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as are of that opinion say aye. As many as are of a contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable members, allow me to issue this communication, guidance following the passage of the President's reservation to the Finance Bill 2024. Honorable members, the guidance relates to the just concluded business, which is the agreement with the report of the Committee of the whole House on the consideration of the President's reservation to the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill, number 30 of 2024. Honorable members, as you are aware, the House has voted in agreement with the President's reservation and the recommendation to delete all clauses of the Finance Bill 2024. Following this decision, the bill has been rejected in its entirety. I wish to clarify that the import of the decision of the House is that the bill is lost. Consequently, no provision that was contained in the bill shall have any legal effect. In this regard, honorable members, strictly speaking, there is no bill for the Speaker to present to His Excellency the President for assent, as contemplated under Article 115(5) of the Constitution. To signify the decision that the House has taken on the bill this afternoon, I shall therefore only convey the effect of the decision, which is that the Finance Bill, National Assembly Bill, number 30 of 2024, has been rejected. The House is accordingly guided. I thank you.
Order number 9, Committee of Supply, first allotted day.
What is this thing? Honorable members, we are now in the Committee of Supply. Supplementary estimates 1 of recurrent and development expenditure for the year ending 30th June 2025.
Vote 1011.
Vote 1011, Executive Office of the President. I propose that further to the Appropriation Act 2024, the sum allocated to meet the expenditure, recurrent and development for the year ending 30th June 2025 in respect of vote 1011 be reduced by a sum not exceeding 1,847,715,488 shillings.
Programs under vote 1011,
Executive Office of the President, Government Printing Services, General Administration Planning and Support Services, Government